colour me all the way on board the hype train, but the new Planet Coaster trailer has left me, well, hyped for that game. So I thought, in order to prepare for it, I'd give Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 a proper send-off, which is one of my favourite games of all time. This is not the first Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 video I've made on my channel, but it is the first one I've made with an actual good computer. So this should be good. So let's build a theme park before Planet Coaster comes out. Yeah, not much more to say for this intro, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so we are going to build a small park by the sea. I know my last one was by the sea as well, but this is a harbour, not a beach, because it's set in Plymouth where I live, and Plymouth has no beach. That should be good for underwater terrain. Ta-da! We can build a small jetty for any water-based rides we want here. Got to have safety railings as well, stop people falling in water. Here we are, building a car park! Oh, by the way, I feel like I should mention, this is a completely 100% stock park. So, before you ask, no, there are no mods. And so don't ask me for what the mods are. I just want to get the boring stuff done first. So this is going to be the park office. Nice. Just going to cut away to non-live commentary for a second. This is how I build ticket booths in time-lapse. Just to add in a little extra element of realism to the theme park. Okay, so we have ATMs, information booths, trees, flowers, ticket booths, passport machines, lights, benches, bins, all that good stuff at the entrance. I think we're ready to get to the real meat of this game. And that is, of course, pathways. Pathways, pathways. I usually like to start a park by sort of plotting out a sort of basic layout for the paths. Try and avoid straight lines whenever I can. Yep. Cool. So this is a nice little shape. Bada boom. This is gonna be a plaza where all the shops are gonna be. It's gonna be indoors because obviously this is set in the UK, so there's gonna be a lot of rain. So it'd be better to have all the shops kind of in under a roof. So this is gonna be what I'm gonna call the plaza, which I think is what this is also called in real life. Yeah. So we've placed every food and drink shop in the game, utilities, trash cans or bins everywhere, and we've also got a little merry-go-round in the middle as a little centerpiece, and then just sort of random scenery objects around and about. And we want to make sure that there's somewhere nice for the guests to sit and actually eat their food, so we've got a little outdoor thing here. So we're just going to copy this structure here. It is just a great start to the park. We got our path layout, we got our shops, we got a little outdoor eating area, and we have the sea and the car park and the entrance. And now it's time to build a roller coaster. For those that saw my previous RCT3 video, I usually start by building some sort of feature on the ride rather than just start by building at the station and then kind of work my way backwards from that. So I think it'd be nice as a little feature for this one to have an overbanking turn over the water. Isn't that nice? Now, what some of you might also remember if you saw my latest, well, my only other Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 video, is that I often will time-lapse the actual roller coaster builds so you can see them in their entirety without any kind of jump cuts, and then I'll just do a post-production commentary over the designing of them. So this is the thing I like to do. As you can see, I kind of like to build backwards from the station as well, just to get kind of the finishing bit done and then join it back on. So let's try that way. I don't know, is this a known thing? For the big rides, I like to add another roller coaster of the same type and colour sort of alongside it with just the station, to sort of serve as the repair garage or the service centre for the trains, if that makes sense. Yep, cool, okay. Okay, so this is actually starting to look like an actual theme park now, so we can probably open it to the public. And this is the first roller coaster, the Argus. So I'm naming all my rides after my most popular Kerbal spacecraft, so that's the Argus there. Is it possible to have an overpowered roller coaster type for Roller Coaster Tycoon? Because if there is, then the extended coaster is definitely it. It is by far the best roller coaster type in the game. But I kind of like setting a rule for myself that I never have more than one type of coaster in every park I make. So this will be the only extended coaster. So let's make it a good one, shall we? This started out as an inconvenience. I'm actually quite glad that this has turned out. I have to build a really stretched out loop in order to clear this track, but I think it looks quite cool in a way. It makes the ride a bit more unique. Oh, we've got a fence off the ride, you've got to think of public safety. Going for a sort of glass and brick, I guess, station. I'm actually really liking the way this one has turned out. So we can open that now and we can build the next roller coaster. This is going to be a corkscrew roller coaster, hence a corkscrew in it. And here we are again in post-production time-lapse commentary. So this is the Engiadine, another one of my Kerbal spacecrafts. Obviously, that's the theme for this park, I guess. That's the theme for this theme park. That wasn't funny, was it? So this is just a corkscrew roller coaster, as stated previously, and it's a roller coaster, and it is being built in time lapse. Not much more to say. I feel like I must have already established this on on-screen annotations now, but you can watch all the POVs in a separate video, just because if I included the POVs for the rides in this video, it's going to be very, very long. So the POVs are in a separate video, and the annotations on screen all open in a separate window, so you won't lose your progress. Is that the right term? In this video here. So here is the Engiadine in all its finished glorious. Yep, that building not at the bottom centre, but just off to the left is the garage, which is basically just another corkscrew coaster, but just with the station built to serve as kind of the backup train, if that makes sense. And there we are. We're just doing a bit of ground painting here, just to add a bit of realism. So just obviously the areas around the supports of the track are kind of a bit more barren in terms of grass. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this so far. This is looking nice. I mean, it just makes sense to use the water to make a giant flume. So yes, this is the Odyssey flume. Odyssey is one of my probably the most impressive SST I've built in terms of technicality. And this is probably the weakest roller coaster of all the roller. It doesn't even have the POV. I didn't even think it was worth including the POV. But Odyssey is kind of an ocean-related name, I guess. So yeah, I always like just building an area just for all the kids' rides and things. So sort of a safe space. This being said, I'll probably just fast forward all the way through the building of this and just show the finished product for the children's area, just because it's not that interesting just to see me place a load of different flat rides. So I mean, the POV for the roller coaster is on the screen, but I mean, it's a junior coaster, so you know, who cares? Alright, so the children's area is now complete, so we can move on to doing something else. So I added a sky swing over the water, but I feel like the seafront could do with a little bit of sort of spicing up. Water rides. So this is definitely sort of getting better. We could probably do a bit more though. No, this is good. This is good. So the seafront looks better now. So we can probably just focus on putting some more flat rides in, and put a go-kart track in as well, because why not? Flat rides by the sea. And now we're going to build a inverted roller coaster. So here we go. So this is the Vulture, and you can see what I've done as well as I've started out by building the big feature loop, because large half loops are obviously very large, so it can be hard sometimes to make sure that the ride is able to clear it okay. And the other thing I like doing is putting the station at the top of the first hill, just temporarily whilst you're building it, just because it speeds up the testing process, because the car will automatically spawn at the top of the first hill rather than at the bottom of a really slow chain. So yeah. A really quick, easy way of boosting up the excitement racing is, of course, to build scenery around the ride, so let's do it. Let's do that. Well, I mean, we're doing that now, but, you know, let's continue doing that. Ba-da-boom. And put a roof over the garage, of course. And now that the ride's done, we can just sort of dot some trees around it, just to keep this park nice and green. Might help if I actually put a path connecting the station to the park. Now, I think that we're actually making really good progress here, actually. I'm chuffed as chips, but I think we could maybe put in some more flat rides and a couple more roller coasters. Dodgems, Dolphin, sure. I don't think I've actually ever built a roto drop ride. I've always built either a launched tower, whatever it's called, launched freefall, or an observation deck or something, or a Hershey's tower. So this is going to be a first for me, so this is exciting. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that, fantastic. Might just be worth to take advantage of night time so we can place some street lamps. So this is actually going to be really similar to a ride I built in my previous RCT3 video, and this is just a spiral coaster. I feel like it's a very underappreciated roller coaster type, but people use it, or at least I don't really see people use it. So let's give it some love. I should probably apologise for the slightly nauseating camera movements in this build. If you are set forward to it, just skip to 1032 time code, but this is a very compact, sort of twisty roller coaster. So I was constantly moving the camera around just to make sure I wasn't going to collide with the track or anything, because it can be quite difficult to make sort of tightly bound. Probably there's a better term out there, but yeah, I kind of wanted all the tracks to be really close together, have a really sort of claustrophobic feel. And one of the biggest challenges is the spiral coaster. Although it's not essential, it is quite a cool little feature to include, and that's the spiral lift hill. It can be quite hard to sort of build that sort of in the middle of all the track. So I mean, I guess I probably should have built that first, but whatever. This actually has 2 stations, a separate station for the entrance and exit. Just because, why not? I'm trying to go for like a different colour for every ride. So this one's like a sort of turquoisey blue. Now this turns out very nice, very nice. Let me just check the lighting. It looks like all the pathways are nice and lit now, so that notification probably could have come at a better time. Not while I was stating what I was doing. Would it blow everyone's minds if I built another roller coaster?
And here we are building a towering coaster. This is also a first for me. I've never built a towering coaster before, so this is going to be a real treat for everyone to see. And here we are just building it out, and this will probably be the last roller coaster that we build in this park, so it's going to be a real special one. So the gimmick with the towering coaster is that it can do a very steep vertical drop, and that's, well, that's it. Ooh, the gain's a bit high.
Cannot forget the safety railings. I mean, we could like add some path extras like bins and things, but I think that's pretty much as full as this park's gonna get. I'm pretty proud of this, so I think we can call it done. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed coming on this journey into Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 with me, and maybe now you will be equally hyped for Planet Coaster. Hopefully it won't be another No Man's Sky. I mean, the alpha looks amazing already, and it's got very good feedback, so I mean, hopefully it won't be anything like that. So yes, this is Plymouth Land. Not a very ideal name, but not very imaginative name, I guess. But whatever, it's not the net. It's not, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, don't judge a theme park by its name, and that's how the classic saying goes, right? But yes, that's it. Here's a little shot of Phantom's first hill. It's like a launched lift hill, but you can see all of these by clicking the on-screen link to watch the POVs. And yeah, there's not much more to say about that. So yeah, thank you again for watching. More Kerbal videos will be coming soon, but I thought I'd do something a little bit different this week.